As Africa's economy and population grows, the importance of robust transport and logistics systems becomes ever more critical. Today, the challenge is not just about building roads, railways and ports, but also about creating an integrated network that can support the complex demands of modern economies. Regional integration holds the key to unlocking the continent's vast economic potential. Roads, which carry 80% of goods and 90% of passengers, are the arteries of integration and trade. However, only 53% of Africa's roads are paved, increasing transport costs and limiting access to essential services and economic opportunities, especially in rural areas. Over the past 2 decades, the African Development Bank Group has been at the forefront of addressing this challenge. Over $13 billion were invested in regional road corridor projects that have led to the construction of more than 18,000 kilometers of climate-resilient roadways, transforming trade and mobility across the continent. Significant progress has been made in opening up the Great Lakes region by building out the Northern Corridor, as well as in Southern Africa through the advancement of the Nacala Corridor project, and in West Africa through the Dakar to Bamako Corridor, unlocking landlocked countries and reducing trade costs. Integrating Africa also requires robust regulatory and institutional frameworks to facilitate seamless cross-border trade. The African Continental Free Trade Area (AfCFTA), which came into force in 2021, is poised to play a game-changing role by positioning Africa as the world's largest free trade zone with 1.4 billion people impacted and a combined GDP of $3.5 trillion at stake. Africa's ports are undergoing rapid overhaul and transformation, with over $13 billion invested from the private sector from 2010 to 2022 alone. This surge has doubled port capacity, positioning ports like Tanger Med in Morocco and Namibia's Walvis Bay as key regional hubs. Ports in Abidjan, Tema and Mombasa have become vital lifelines for landlocked countries, fueling regional trade and economic growth. Yet, despite these advances, Africa's logistics chains remain fragmented as underdeveloped roads and railways constrain the full potential of trade corridors. Developing Africa's railway sector and improving rail interoperability are crucial. Currently, the sector faces underinvestment and fragmentation with limited coverage in sub-Saharan Africa. While projects like the Djibouti-Addis Ababa and Mombasa to Naivasha railways show promise, they are exceptions. To meet global standards, Africa needs to quadruple its network, requiring $65 to $105 billion annually. Without increased funding and strategic changes, rail may remain an untapped opportunity for continental growth. Aviation is crucial for diversifying Africa's logistics, fostering tourism, and supporting business growth. Despite significant hurdles like high travel costs, stringent regulations, and safety concerns, the sector has expanded dynamically over the past 2 decades. Passenger and freight traffic are projected to grow by over 4% annually through 2045, outpacing the global average. While cargo levels still lag behind global standards, airports across the continent are modernizing, as seen in Uganda, Rwanda, Angola, Kenya, and Nigeria. These improvements, coupled with initiatives like the Single African Air Transport Market, positions Africa to overcome challenges and unlock its full potential in the global aviation landscape. Robust transport networks within African countries, connecting medium-sized cities, linking small industries and consumers, and providing access to markets for agricultural products from rural areas will be vital for sustainable economic development. With continued investment, strategic planning, and regional cooperation, Africa can transform its transport infrastructure into a powerful engine of growth, driving the continent towards greater economic integration, prosperity, and a more connected future for all its people.